Hello, Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Service. It's April 2025, and I wanted to come back and briefly speak to everyone. Um, April, a lot of things are going on in the department. I see a lot of great things. I've been to the training academy a couple times this month already, and I see a lot of very productive training going on, and I'm always proud to see that. If the weather holds up, I will take part in some training on Saturday, the 12th, with the Swiftwater Rescue Team and our HEART teams to evaluate and have a better understanding of the great work you're doing out on the waterway. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope the weather holds up. Um, just a couple things I want to talk about. The budget process is still ongoing. Our department goes in front of the council on April 21st. We should receive a document from council sometime next week, the week of the 14th, April 14th, that will kind of give an overview of what they'll talk about. And then we'll do our best to continue to advocate for resources for the department. I can tell you that the work for Recruit Class 57 is ongoing. Conditional offer letters are going out as we speak. We're planning to hire 40 people that start middle of June of this year, so we can continue to do some recruitment. The recruitment for Recruit Class 58 is ongoing. Thank you to all the great work behind the scenes by 1075 Media, by Battalion Chief Gibson and his team to do the work for Recruit Class 58. The candidates have received their written scores, as well as they are starting the process for candidate physical agility test training and prep upcoming. So as we get more information, we will share that information on how things are going, and we're evaluating how we can improve. A recruitment strategic plan was provided. A briefing was provided to me and a few others a couple weeks ago. I can tell you Chief Gibson has also started to work to help with the volunteer recruitment process in the early stages by doing many advertisements or some advertisements with the volunteer contingent. He's already reached out to the association to get in front of the whole body to talk about that recruitment plan so we can share it with that. And I've asked him to prioritize where there are some work to be done or opportunities for our volunteer LFRDs so that we can help those departments out to help with their recruitment efforts. Moving on to Maryland Task Force 1. Maryland Task Force 1 is deployed. You are getting probably less communications than you had previously about Maryland Task Force 1. We are under the direction of FEMA, and FEMA has adjusted how communications will flow. So we're following their protocol. So if you're not getting information like you had been previously, that's because we are following their protocols. But as soon as we can get information out, we will. I think today might be day 8 or 9 on the 11th today for Maryland Task Force 1. They have been deployed. They have been out there doing some great work and making us proud, as they always do. Normally, as you all know, it's a 10-day deployment with the ability to have an extension. If an extension is requested, we will grant that extension as long as we can cover home, and I'm confident we can do that. So more to come when we get information on Maryland Task Force 1. So let me briefly talk about the plan for redeployment. I recognize that I've been here 8 months, and there's been a lot of great interactions, a lot of positive interactions since I've been here. I've seen a lot of great things occurring, and I'm very proud of the work that everyone is doing. You should all have heard from me that I'm looking at everything with the team. And so this is our first test at that, looking at everything. So I am very aware of the different beliefs and feelings and positions behind the redeployment plan. That is why I made sure that I paused that plan, I've been asked several times, how long will you pause it? It's not going to be paused in perpetuality, but it's going to be paused in enough time to give us to bring in more ideas to consider to reasonably continue to improve our service delivery to our community. So I was asked, well, what's the problem? The problem is we have finite resources. We know that it's very hard to keep up with demand with the response of our community. We're advocating through the budget process, and unfortunately this is a very difficult budget process to try to get additional resources, but we have asked for additional resources. And then we have to look within to see how we can be more efficient at deploying our resources. And I know that a lot of things are working well, and this is not saying things aren't working well. We're saying that we have more information to, and we have the responsibility to evaluate those things to see what other options we can continue to do even better. If something is being proposed, it's not that you're doing something wrong. I don't want people to believe that, but there is an opportunity to continuously improve. And as our mantra says, we're a learning organization. We're going to live our mantra by learning from the things that we do. I can tell you that I expected when the plan came out, and unfortunately it didn't come out in the manner that we had proposed it to come out, but we're here. I expected there was going to be a very strong oppositions on some things, and I appreciate that. What I ask is that you take that energy to help us find other ways to serve our community, and those other ways will be strongly considered, and some things may be adjusted in the plan. And I don't want people to think that if you provide something, we're just going to look at it and say, thank you for providing, and we're going to move on as planned. We will make sure that we do the best reasonably for our community. So I want you to understand that. So what's next? I've already asked Heather, our assistant in the Office of the Fire Chief, to schedule 3 meetings. One meeting will be with some of the command staff in the Office of the Fire Chief and local IFF executive board members and others that they deem appropriate to be in the room. There will be another meeting with the command staff in the Office of the Fire Chief and the Montgomery County Volunteer Fire Rescue Association. And then there will be a meeting with the whole. I'm doing 2 separate meetings because sometimes you have to comply with different things based on contracts and agreements. So I want to give us enough space to do that separately and then come together to collate all that information that we'll provide. And then we're going to come together in that space using our master plan matrix to make a decision that's in the best interest of our community and helping all of the workforce and members as we serve our community. The goal is within the next few weeks we get at least 2 of those meetings established. It may be a little bit longer for the 3rd meeting, but we're working diligently to get those meetings scheduled. Several people have asked about data. So we've provided some data. We've been asked about questions about other types of data. We're getting that information. We're cleaning up some of the original data that was provided to make it more user-friendly, and there'll be more information that we'll use to help make our decisions. I've asked both the IFF as well as the MCFRS to provide some alternatives so that we can have that in advance of the meeting, so that we can have planning and accreditation, do some analysis of those options so that we can have that when we meet. That does not mean that when we get together that we can't bring up additional options. We will be able to bring up additional options to consider. So those are some of the things that we're working on behind the scenes so that we can really get this right and make sure that we're doing our due diligence with our resources. But let me be clear. When we do that, I'm certain that there will be some great ideas that come forward, and I'm certain that there will be some adjustments as we move forward. And I'm also certain that there's going to be some people that just still doesn't buy into what we're trying to do for our community, and that's okay. and we will still work with you. You're still part of the team. We'll still listen to you actively, and we will evaluate the changes that are made, and we will make the course corrections if it's necessary. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands that in the redeployment. Please, through all the channels that you have, whether it's the IFF or the MCFRA, reach out to them to provide your insight so that we have all the information to make the best decision. I just want to quickly reflect on the last 8 months here. And ironically, April is Stress Prevention Month, and we have been under a lot of stress these last 8 months, whether that's call volumes increasing, whether that's the line of duty death, occupational death, and untimely death of Battalion Chief Statton, Lieutenant Higgins, and Firefighter Sylvie. I know that rocks us to the core, and I know that's a lot to deal with. So I said it before, I'm going to say it again, and if there's anything that we can do to help you through that, please let us know. It's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to not let someone know you're not okay. We're here to help you. We're here to do everything we can to support you. So I want you to understand that. We've had fire fatalities almost every month for the last 8 months. Not quite, but almost. And so we're looking at ways that we can get into the communities to help reduce that type of incident. So in addition to add on to defining the problem, we need more transport units in emergency medical services, and we need more risk reduction resources. So in the budget, you should have seen some of that that we went after. I can tell you what's in the budget is not everything we asked for, but it's some of the things we asked for, and understanding that we're going to still advocate as best we can with our county executive's office and council. So I ask that you all be patient, that you understand we are very creative, talented people, and we will figure it out with additional resources that we will receive, as well as the current resources that we have. I'll end with this. I asked us when we first get together that, faith, family, and fidelity is how I approach things. And faith had to do with doing things in order and giving each other grace. So we have to give each other grace in this time. I get that right now we are going through a really great opportunity in my mind where we can have a lot of people with a lot of energy, with a lot of talent, trying to figure out our complex problems with the solutions that are available to us. I'm glad that we're doing that. We are a fire family, and there's sometimes we go through challenges that we have to make sure that we are helping each other and being able to feel safe with each other during those challenging times to work out our differences and work well together. And that fidelity is having a intentional, deliberate approach to how we want to serve this mission of keeping our community safe. And I'm so glad to be a part of this organization. I'm so glad that we have the people that we have in this organization doing great things every day. I ask that you take care of one another as always, and please be safe.